Our national parks belong to the public. Visitors, locals, and indigenous communities all have ties to our amazing national parks. And with all of the different diversity that the national parks attract, and I'm not just talking about biodiversity, but human diversity, one thing is true. Everyone can find a place inside of a national park. This summer, I found my place inside of Bryce Canyon National Park as an IIC interpretive intern. While I was here, I learned so much about our park. I can identify tree species, rock types, rock formations, and broad geologic processes. And after I learned all of this information, I spent my summer teaching it all to hundreds of visitors. Getting to connect with visitors through science communication and national park interpretation is super rewarding. After each of my programs, I get to watch visitors experience the park with new wonder and appreciation for our natural landscape. Connecting visitors to our natural resources is super important as to enrich visitor experience, but it is also extremely important because someone is much more likely to care for and protect something after they've learned about it. And with new detriment and loss to public lands, I believe this type of work is extremely important. So when delivering and developing my programs, I did so with the goal of connecting and inspiring stewardship for our public lands. Here inside of Bryce Canyon National Park, we are known for our high concentration of the geologic structure referred to as hoodoos. In fact, Bryce Canyon National Park has the highest concentration of hoodoos on the planet. Hello, and welcome to a segment that I'm calling Daxton's Geology Program in 1 minute or less. The rule is I have to explain the life cycle of a hoodoo in less than 1 minute. Please note, though, that this program, when given to visitors, is usually over 15 minutes long. So this is going to be a very short and condensed version, 1 minute explanation of the life cycle of a hoodoo. Okay, ready, set, let's go. First, there are going to be 3 main ingredients in the life cycle of a hoodoo: the depositional environment, the uplifting and the elevation, and the weathering and erosion. First, 50 million years ago, we are going to have a fresh shallow water lake named Claron Lake. There are going to be a whole bunch of rocks deposited at the bottom of this lake. Then eventually this lake is going to dry up, leaving the rocks in the Claron Formation. Then 15 million years in the past, this area is going to be uplifted because of the Farallon and the North American plate colliding and subducting and uplifting. Then that allows for something called the Goldilocks zone of elevation. This is an area in elevation that allows for historically 200 days above and below freezing temperatures. This works really well with our last ingredient, which is going to be weathering and erosion. So we're going to have our rocks deposited, we're going to have rain and snow, and that water is going to seep in our rocks, and then it's going to freeze historically 200 times a year, and it is going to ice wedge those rocks apart and create a window. Eventually that roof on the window is going to fall, and it's going to create a hoodoo. You know, that was harder than I expected, but at least I tried. So that's kind of the lifespan of a hoodoo in 1 minute. I would also explore and explain the grand geologic timeline. I like to explore this idea of geologic time versus human time to really connect visitors to this great landscape. I also gave a 45-minute long program about the Great Basin bristlecone pine tree, also known as Pinus longiva. This is the oldest non-clonal organism on the planet. And by connecting visitors to this tree species, I was connecting them with a more niche natural resource inside of the park. I would teach them about their scientific history, their long lifespans, and all other unique abilities that this tree possesses. And by doing so, I would really hound in conservation and preservation with the goal to inspire better recreation habits. In this internship, I had so many opportunities to connect with the park personally, and I will cherish the memories I have made here, along with the opportunity to grow professionally. This was my second IIC internship, and I know I have grown so much since my first season. I have grown a much stronger interest in environmental science and public land resource management, and connecting with others at the park has helped me to see what options I could have for future opportunities. I want to thank everyone at Bryce Canyon National Park, and I want to have a huge extra special thank you for everyone at the IIC. All of the work you do is so amazing, and I'm so thankful for the opportunity that you guys have worked to provide for me. So, huge thank you to you, and yeah, that's about it. Thank you all so much, and maybe I'll see you next season. Bye!